Well, my thoughts are initially that really need a business plan for that. There was no business plan in place in 1999. There hasn't been one since. The county has let the event center just really run down. And right now we're at a point where it's a decision of keep it or get rid of it. And really we need to have a business plan in place for whichever way we turn. If we're going to keep it, we need a business plan to figure out how we're going to get the cash flow to do the rehabilitation and do the repairs that we need. And then a long-term plan in terms of what kind of events can we attract here, greater than just the local area, but in terms of statewide or even region-wide events. It's centrally located. It's ideally a place for activities, and it could be a real asset to Boone County. And I think it is an asset right now. So it would be hard to give it up. If we find that we cannot find that cash flow, we cannot do the repairs on it in a reasonable amount of time, and we have to dispose of it, then I think we need another business plan in terms of how are we going to dispose of it and how are we going to make it an asset to Boone County if we don't keep it. My impression is that I'd like to keep it, but I don't have all the data on it. So that would be in terms of can we assemble a group of people that have a greater knowledge and have an input? And that's essentially what you do with a business plan is you do the research and find out what are the advantages, how can we do this, and then develop a business plan. I've done this before, and the only way to tackle it is through a business plan where you have all your facts and you try to keep it. I'd like to keep it, but if it's not possible, then we need some way of terminating our arrangement with it. I mean, essentially, what we need to do is find some form of a cash flow that can finance that. Whether we go back and ask the hotel business if they use the last 1% for the airport, and the airport is needed. But if we use that last 1%, do we try to get another 1% to create a cash flow for the fairgrounds? Or is there some other way, some other less low-hanging fruit that we can use to build that by attracting other kinds of events or other activities there to just to create the cash flow to repair the buildings and get the kind of buildings that we need for future events? Well, I think the initial response has got to come from the trustees. The profit from the hospital, my understanding is the profits from the hospital is about $10 million, and that's split between Barnes Jewish and the county. The hospital itself takes half of that, so $2.5 million for upgrading the hospital, handling some of their expenses, and the county then has a revenue source of $2.5 million to put into their general revenue fund. So it's a profit center for the county. In terms of the alternatives, I'm not privy to the response to the request for proposal of the agencies that have filed a report to handle that. So I've heard the University of Missouri. That could be a problem depending on how the state legislature operates. The whole issue of women's health care and the interference that the state legislature has had with the University of Missouri, whether you need that separate hospital source to create a choice of patients in terms of going there. The Supreme Court overruled a lot of the actions of the state legislature, but right now I think we're open. I would like to see a little bit more information before I make a decision on that, but and that's got to come from the trustees. They talk about transparency, but we haven't seen any of that yet. Well, I think it's been very valuable. In the past, the road and bridge tax brings in about $17 million. It's mainly for roads and bridges outside of the municipalities. But it does provide grants for cities that need additional money for that. So it's it's a small amount in terms of the county, and I know people are feeling that they're being taxed to death on that because it is a sales tax, and it is important. And I think in terms of the county, that's a major feature in terms of what the county does. So I would certainly favor a continuation of that road and bridge tax. Well, the damage is done. I think the City of Columbia made some mistakes with their TIF proposal, and that's essentially what this last TIF was about, was the tax incremental financing that the city developed. It was too large of an area. There was no plan in place, and there was a series of projects in place. And the city brought it before the TIF Commission. They did not approve it. They balked at it. They brought it before the city council. The city council gave a lot of pushback, so it didn't seem like it was going anyplace. And then the county discovered that the city had not been filing their annual reports for the 2 TIF projects that they have in place now, which is a violation of the TIF law. The state knew about this, but the economic development in the state had no interest in going against the City of Columbia. So I thought it was kind of gratuitous for the county commission to go after the city on that. In talking with Mike Mathis and in talking with the county employees, they both seem to see there's a fairly good relationship there. The city council was offended by the fact that the county commission was the one that filed the lawsuit. It was really Matthew's responsibility to be filing the reports. His staff should have been filing the reports. But I think that's over and done. I think the current mayor has said that he wants to put an end to this and move forward. And that's all we can do at this point. Judge Oxenhander, the only thing he could do, because there was no resolution, the court was notified that there was a violation of the state statute. There's no other alternative at that point but to impose the penalty, and the county asked for the maximum penalty. They even added on at the end. So that's done. Now, if the county and the city can agree upon a TIF, and the county can set up a TIF commission to repair some of those damages, that's a possibility. But other than that, there's no resolution to the TIF part. But I think that in terms of the city and the county government, I have good relationships with many on the city council.